Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having yourself a beautiful day. I did an intro to this video and somehow it didn't work. I don't know what happened with the sound, so here I am redoing it again. I just wanted to take you along with me. I've got a few things I need to sort out plants wise, indoors and outdoors, and I thought, why not do it together with you? The other thing is, we've had such a cold winter this year, very cold winter this year. We even experienced snow, something that doesn't happen here with us. We experience snow here, right here in my backyard, right here where I live. It's one thing to know it's snowing somewhere in the country, in the mountains, but it's another thing to have it in your backyard. It's not something that happens here. And I'm in South Africa, Johannesburg, Sandton, and trust me when I say it was a very pleasant experience. I've never experienced it. It was our first time, me and my family, and we had a lot of fun with it. We enjoyed it. It was just for a few hours. It really was just for a few hours in our area. I'm not sure about other areas, but in our area, it didn't last long. It really didn't last long. And we had a very thin layer on the in the garden, just a thin layer. You will see it, there was quite a few of it resting on the leaves, of the plants and on the grass, and just a nice thin layer, even in my garden chairs outside, so you could see it. Other areas had a good amount of it. The trampoline collected quite a good amount where the kids could actually make balls and play around with it. We enjoyed it. But while that was fun, my plants didn't enjoy it at all. They didn't take it. It didn't do any good to my plants. Some of my plants were badly affected by it, especially my elephant ears outside. They were really badly affected by it. I'll take you around and show you. I've been cleaning leaves every time I go out. I have to chop away things that I've the leaves that are badly damaged, and I'm continuing to do that. We're not over the effects yet, but I know it will all bounce back. I mean, we are getting into spring, so all that will my garden will bounce back. So I thought I would take you around and show you what happened with this winter. It was not a very fun winter. It was very cold, and we've never had such a cold winter where my garden gets affected. I mean, I've never no, it's not something you will hear me complain about, to say, oh, my garden got affected by winter. No, even my plants in the house, I don't move my plants away from the windows even during winter, and I didn't do that this year. And the ones that were actually affected by the cold were the ones in my bedroom. I'll show you what I mean by that. But I never moved them in either way. I left them there, and they are okay now. They are recovering. And so I thought, let me take you along with me, spend the day with me, and let's see how it goes. Let's do this. Alrighty, I'm just gonna get the keys because I want to use this door, the back door, to go out and water my plants. I just want to grab the keys, but I want to show you our dog. Look how cute she is. Hello, Molly. Hello, Molly. Were you good? I'm back. Were you good? She's camera shy. She really is. It's not even funny, Half the time we try to take photos of her, and every time we take out our phones, she already know what it is, and she's camera shy. Hi, Molly. Hello, Golly. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Lie down. Go lie down, Molly. Isn't she cute? She is so sweet. She's the sweetest. Alrighty. We're gonna go outside to get my plants watered, and we'll come back inside. But before I even do that, I want to show you the damage I'm talking about. Though I've cleaned up most of it, I really have. I've been cleaning it up as I see it. Yeah, so this cold has really caused a lot of damage. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'm just gonna flip my camera around just to show. So this is the one side of the garden. I had a tree here, it died. I had a tree right here, and it died. And I can see there's a shoot of it coming up. You can see there. This is where the tree was. You know, this is where the tree was, but there's a shoot, and I'm hoping that this will survive. But you can see what the cold has done to it, you know. But it will, you know, where there's green there's life, right? There's green. You can see here there's a shoot. If my camera can focus, can you see that shoot? Yeah, so where there's green there's life. So I'm hoping it will come, you know, I'll get a new tree from from what's happening there. So yeah, but you can see all this was affected by the cold. You know, it was really affected badly by the cold, but it's coming back now. It's not even funny, it's coming back. Look at my elephant ears, they were so badly affected. You know, look at that leaf is going, but I'm getting a new one coming out. As you can see, there's one coming out right there. You know, but yeah, I guess spring everything will fall back into place. You can see the damage. Even today I'm gonna chop more. I've been chopping every time I come out, I chop. Look at that. I need to get my scissors and snip away what is damaged, you know. Look at that. So yeah, but this umbrella plant is doing well. I have a video I did years ago where this plant, when they redid this wall, you know, when they redid this wall, it's a planter almost lost because they moved it. They had to move it and then put it somewhere else. And when they finished building the wall, I moved it back and I prayed it survives, and it survived. It made it, and it didn't look like it would because there was so much root damage and, you know, a lot of damage to it, but it survived, and here it is. So yeah, so that's what I want to do. Just want to water my plants. Even this, I chopped so much and it looks good now. I've chopped away all the yellow, all the burnt, because what happened, obviously the snow, I think when because it's cold, it's ice, it bends the leaves, you know. I mean, look at all this damage. This is all damage from the cold, you know. So I need to clean all this up and chop, and it will come back up. It will come back, you know? So that's what I've been doing all this time. That's Molly's toy. That's what I've been doing all this time. Even this one, it's now coming along. I might have to, no, it's not dry, it's moist. It's coming along. I don't know if you can hear me because there's a lot of, I don't know what my neighbors are busy with, but you know, yeah, things are like, I can't wait for spring. I'm sure things will will look better then. Yeah, it's a mess, but anyway, it's like I brought this plant outside just before winter, and I left it. I never brought it back, and it survived. I think it survived. Yes, there's a lot of dead leaves, you know, but it survived. And as for this bridal veil, I don't know, there's still some green going. I'm gonna leave it for now until spring and see what happens. But there's, you know, you can see the dead leaves, but also there's a bit of green going on. So yeah, that's the damage. Some of the damage is my elephant ear. Trust me when I say I propagated this. It was a pup, and look how big it is now. It's massive, but it suffered a lot of damage with the snow. Look at that. I keep on chopping. I've chopped so much already. You can see I've chopped so much already. 1 2 3 4 5. These are chopped yesterday, and obviously even today I need to chop some more. I mean, look at that damage. Look at that damage from the snow and the cold. So yeah. All right, I want to put, I've got this beautiful variegated ivy, and I was hanging it on the wall, but I want to hang it on this wooden plank or rail, or so I'm gonna change this. Right, I'm gonna change this, and I'm gonna use this one. Just gonna put it in there. Actually, I need to water them, they're dry, and I'm gonna hang it like that. Beautiful. So there's another one hanging here. Okay. So it's also dry. So dry, Moira. Look at the dead leaves. You need to give it water. It's so dry. So I'm just gonna give it this one. This, and then yeah. How nice is it? I'm gonna bring it close so you can see how beautiful this is. Man, can I bring it close? Okay. So yeah, there we go. And I'm hoping it'll wrap itself around this wood. I want it to grow to the wood, towards the wood, and wrap itself around it, but I'll help it obviously until it gets a message. So obviously the ones that were under the under the patio, they didn't get any damage, any cold damage, which is great. I mean, yeah, and I'm happy about that. They still look great. They still look absolutely beautiful because they were shaded, obviously. But you can see these ones because they're close to, they're a bit out in the open. These ones got a little bit of, but they're coming along. This is my avocado plant, which I grew from a seed. It's my avocado tree. I grew it from a seed. Yeah, these ones are fine. They were covered, so this is, they didn't get any. Remember, I did this. It's growing towards the sun. I need to actually turn it around, but just do this and it can change. But anyway, these are my cactus and succulents, and I recently took cuttings from this. I trimmed it because I want it to be a bit bushier than what it is, and look, it's already shooting. I don't know if it can focus. There we go. Look, everywhere I've cut, it's shooting. There's new growth coming up. So yeah, if you want your jade to be a bit bushy, because I'm turning this one into a what do you call it? I'm making a bonsai out of it, and it's responding quite well. Look at that stem. It's coming along quite well. So if you want it to be bushy, you just have to trim it. Like I can give you an example here. You can trim just here. You can take your scissor and you cut this off. You cut this off, and this is what will happen. It will start shooting and branching out. So I'm getting new shoots everywhere I've cut. Here's another one. I don't know what's the name of this succulent, but I'm turning it into a bonsai. I've got one I did a few years ago, and it's already a nice big bonsai. So I was successful with that one, and I thought, why not take cuttings and make another one? And it's, look the stem, how beautiful it looks. Look at that. So yeah. And if you remember, this is my amigo Marcelo. I brought it outside, peperomia amigo Marcelo, which I chopped down. There was nothing left of it, and look how much it has grown. there's an update for you if you're looking for an update. Yeah, a plant I had chopped absolutely to the bone, and there we've come along just fine. And here is my, you can call it open terrarium or a succulent garden, mini succulent garden. Yeah, I think it's a mini succulent garden. You know, I've got a few things happening in here, you know, beautiful things happening in here. So yeah, excuse the dust. It's very dusty and windy, so I'm not gonna bother myself with all this. We can dust the whole day. Look at those, they're coming up, you know. So yeah, and these are my avocados. Another, I propagated more avocado trees, plants, and they've come up so well. So yeah, they're doing absolutely well. So yeah, that's what's happening out here. So I'm just gonna get the hose pipe and water my plants. Alrighty, so while that's happening, we're gonna go inside and just see what I need to do in there. But that's it. I just have a few things to put away, and I've got a few things to pot up. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I bought these tiny little miniature pots which I want to pot stuff in. And yeah, I bought 3 sizes. So basically, without breaking anything, these are the sizes I bought. Can you see that? So yeah, I've got a few things I want to pot up and I'm excited about, a few projects I want to do, but I just want to clear up, you know. I wake up and I clean my house before, yeah, I drop the kids at school. But even then, sometimes after, you know, when you come back from dropping them off, there's always something to put away, because then they're still getting ready for school themselves. And sometimes there's few things lying around, especially in the kitchen. Well, in the kitchen. So I just want to put stuff away, and then we will take it from there, you know. So yeah. That's it. But that's all I want to do. Let's just see. if there's something I want to learn how to propagate, I've tried and it almost worked, and I don't know what I did wrong, and then the stem died. But it's roses, you know. My husband bought me these beautiful, beautiful roses, and I don't know. I don't know how to propagate roses. So if you know how to propagate it and you've done it and it has worked, please share on the comments down below. I really want to propagate these beautiful, beautiful roses. I want I'm done enjoying them, I want to try and propagate them. No, why not? Why not? Aren't they beautiful? Obviously, some of them are beginning to say goodbye, but they're absolutely stunning. And I've done it, I think, once at our previous house, and I wasn't even trying to. I just stuck it in the ground and it somehow propagated. I don't know. That was quite amazing. I was just playing around. I don't know. So I don't know. And I tried here once, but then I took a stem, I cut away the rose itself, the flower, and then I put it in water, and I kept on changing the water over time, and it was beginning to shoot, but it died. So I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. So I'll keep trying. So if you know how, please share. But I'm also gonna sit and make a research, because I must be honest, I've never really sat down and made a research as to how to propagate roses, you know. I've never really sat down and researched it. So, but if you know and you've done it, please share. It's nice to learn from others. Okay, so I've got a few things I want to do, but before I do that, I want to take you around my house and show you my plants. There's a few updates which those who follow me have been asking to show them. As to there's a you know, Monstera Deliciosa, which I put together. Someone asked to see how it is doing now. It's been obviously a few months, to check how it's doing. You know, there's quite a few things I've done in the house, plants wise, which I haven't given updates on. So I thought, let me give updates on that video, on those things or plants. I'm gonna start here by our music corner / plant corner, and show you, just to give you updates on a few things. Just gonna flip my, so this, the lighting, excuse the lighting. I'm gonna switch on this and see if it makes any difference. So that's better. But yeah, the one, this is my philodendron hastatum silver. Is it? Yes, it's philodendron hastatum silver. I took it from this plant. Just gonna walk around. I took it from this plant, and it has taken well. It's doing super well. It's continued to giving me new growth. I mean, I'm gonna try and do this. I don't know if you can see. This is new growth. This is new growth, and I'm getting a new one right here. So there's an update of how this one is doing. You know, and the wall, I moved from my room. If you watch this video, I moved this propagation wall from my room, and I'm loving it here. I must be honest, I wasn't sure at first, but I love it. It's doing very well. I mean, it's getting more light than what it was in my bedroom. You can even see the plants are more happier here than what they were in my bedroom. I mean, they were okay in my bedroom, but the growth was very slow. And ever since I moved it here, they've grown so much. I mean, look at my, what do you call it? My spider plants have grown so much. You know, soon I have to actually separate them again. I mean, they're filling up the jar. Look at those beautiful roots. So they've grown so much. yeah, so I'm glad I moved it. You know, I'm glad I moved it here where it's getting ample light, and I must be honest, I'm loving it here. Look at those roots. I'm really loving it here. It looks beautiful in our music room. It looks absolutely stunning. So I don't regret it at all. So yeah. And the other update I have is plants growing on my wooden planks. They've taken off so beautifully. Let's start off with this philodendron. It has attached. I stopped actually using tape because I've been training it to attach, for it to recognize that there's something to attach itself on. And I haven't used tape, and this one, it did it all on its own. You can see this one, I didn't use tape, and it attached by itself. So it has gotten the message that there's something to attach itself on. I'm just gonna try and zoom in. You can see I'm getting new growth there, and I'm super excited about it. And there, can you see? Yeah, there it has attached itself on the wood. So I'm very happy with that. And if you look there also, you know, so it has gotten the message that there's something to attach itself on. And there's one growing here which I need to make a plan for, but for now I'm not gonna bother it, because then I'm gonna have to soon, once it gets a bit bigger than what it is, I need to bring it closer to the wood. It's growing a bit away from the wood, if you can, yeah, it's growing away from the wood. Here's another Houseplants silver. This one is a small leaf one. Is doing absolutely well. Same with this one. I didn't come back and use tape to attach it. I left it, and it has gotten the message. You can see it's leaning against the plank. It's beginning to see and recognize that there's something to lean on and something to attach itself to. And I'm getting new growth happening here. I'm super excited about it. And again, same thing with it. I've gotten a new shoot here, down here. It's growing a bit away from the plank. And obviously when it grows a bit longer than this, because if I try to do that now, I might just break it. Then I will put it to the plank for it to see that, for it to know there's something to grow on. At the back also, I do have a plant happening here at the back. As you can see, there's a stem here at the back, and it's doing well. So yeah, I'm excited for the plants I've put on the planks. Even this golden pothos, it has gotten the message. I haven't come back with a tape even with it, and look at what it did all by itself without me assisting it. It managed to attach that aerial root to the plank. So yeah, I think they've gotten the message that we've got something to grow on. I'm gonna have to assist this one soon to put it onto the plank, but there's an update of what's going on with plants that are growing on planks, and I'm super excited about them. They're doing well. And even this one, I gave it a plank. But with this one, at this point, to be honest, at the moment, a plank is just it's just there to assist it, or to support it. Let me put it that way. To support, it's more a support system than it is something. It hasn't attached itself to it at all. It's there as a support system at the moment, but I won't be surprised as it grows that sooner or later it will begin to recognize it as something it can attach itself to, not just to support it. But it has grown so much. I mean, it was not this big, and I'm getting new growth. I mean, this is new growth coming out. That's new growth coming out. There's new growth coming out. So I'm getting so much new growth. It's happy. And this all this is happening in this cold weather. in this cold weather. Well, it's warming up now. So yeah, they didn't suffer over the winter at all. From here, I don't have any updates. I just want to show you how my plants are doing. I don't have any update. This is philodendron Kanadu, and that's philodendron Hope. It's wild, so I decided to tie it together because it's super wild. If you let this go, if you let the leaves go, it goes everywhere like a spider. So I decided to put it all together and tame it a bit. But I love how it looks, even together with this Kanadu. They look so good together. And yeah, and here is my Hoya Canosa. It's loving it here. I have decided to put a hook on that wood and hang it here. It's been here for a while and it has loved it here. Yeah, it's doing absolutely great. And this is my fiddle leaf fig, which I have moved from the dining area and I brought it here, and it's loving it here. It's receiving the same amount of light it was receiving, actually even more light than what it was receiving that side. It was still receiving good light, but it's receiving even more light here, and it's loving it. It didn't complain when I move it. You know, people say these plants do complain when you move them, and I must be honest, I haven't had that problem. Maybe because I moved them to the same conditions, if not better conditions, compared to where they've been. And this is my what is this again, money plant. Is doing absolutely well. You know, I might have to give it water. I think it's dry, but it's loving it where it is, you know. Yeah. And this side, I've got my alocasia. This is the elephant ears. Trust me when I say I harvested this outside. It was a tiny little pup, literally very tiny and small, and I grew it to this to this height, and look how big it is. And to think this is my, I didn't buy this, guys. I harvested from outside. I got the pup from its mother plant. It was growing, it was offshoots from the mother plant, and I took it and I grew it inside. And look how beautiful it looks. I mean, it's so big and lush. And next to it, this is philodendron. I don't know if there's still a name in here. Oh, there's no name, but it's a philodendron. I don't know the scientific name, but there's a philodendron. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. This is new growth, and I'm about to get another one right here. So I'm super excited about that. So yeah, and here's another philodendron. I don't know its scientific name, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's doing well. It grows a bit funny. I keep on wondering what kind of a pot am I gonna need for this plant, because it grows a bit weird. It's like it lies down, you know, it doesn't grow up. Yeah, it's a very funny grower. So I don't know, we'll see as time goes on. But I'm loving it. I love it. I think it's a very beautiful plant. It needs a bit of a space to spread itself, because it's one of those, it's almost like a philodendron hope, you know, it or siloam, it just spreads, you know. So you need room for this. You know, it's one of those that you need room for. And here is my mother plant. It needs water. It's dry. You know, it's dry. It's really dry. But yeah, there's my Monstera deliciosa, my big mama. I've gotten so many cuttings from this plant. You know, it continues to give and give and give. And not long ago, a while ago, I gave it a bigger pot than what it was sitting in. And I won't be surprised that actually not long from now, I need to give it another bigger pot. But anyway, it's doing well. I'm not complaining. I'm super excited about it. I've had this plant for years, and it was my first Monstera, and we started small, and look how big we've become. I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy with it. Look at all the aerial roots that are shooting out. I gave it a plant to stake it on, because I was scared some of the stems were gonna snap and break, because really it had gotten so big and so long. The stems were so big and long, so I had to support it. You can see I used cords there to hold some of the stems, just to give it some support. And some aerial roots have found it and attached itself on it, and some they're dangling around. So, and I'm okay with it. I love the look. I don't have a problem with it, you know. And here I've got my Dracaena. Is it Dracaena? What are you? Anyway, and it's loving it here. It's so beautiful. It's getting the light it needs. I love the colors, you know, the green and white. It's absolutely beautiful. And up here I've got my philodendron. Rojo Congo is doing so well. It's also dry. You can see that the leaves are all a bit droopy. I need to give it water, and I might just do that today. You know, but I'm not in a hurry. That's what's beautiful about winter, you know. You don't have to water your plants. You don't water your plants as often. They are very forgiving, and they take a while to dry. And I might be wrong to think it's quite there yet, but it might be. It might be at a place where it does need water. I bottom water these. They're sitting in these they're sitting in these balls. They were we used them to eat out of them, but then they chipped. So I'm no longer using them, so I use them as saucers. They're a bit hidden, you can't quite see them, so I'm happy with that. And here is my golden pothos. I love golden pothos. I can actually fill my whole house with golden pothos. And the other one I love is, you know, your golden pothos, your Brazil, philodendron Brazil, and your heart-shaped leaves. I love it. I can fill my whole house with these, and I still feel I need more of them. I don't have enough of them, but there it is. He's doing well. He's loving the light here. And here is this I need to water. This is dry. I have no doubt about it. You know, when the soil begins to separate itself from the pot, you know it's dry. I've neglected it a bit, and I feel bad. Look at that. That's how you know it's dry. It will tell you that you are neglecting me. The tips will start going brown. You know, it's not happy. I need to water it today. This one I've recently watered. This is ficus, the variegated one. Ficus tree, the variegated one, is doing absolutely well. No issues. You know, I've recently given it water. And this one, this is I'm waiting for spring for this Boston fern to separate it. It's pot bound. It's beyond the word pot bound. At this point, it's just hanging in there. You know, there's no longer soil. I don't know if there's any soil left in there. It's just roots, but I know it's pot bound, and I'm waiting for spring for me to separate it and give it fresh soil and separate it and give it more room to grow and all that. And here is my my other palm. You know, I love this plant. I really do. Yeah, it does the same. If it's not happy, it will tell you. If you leave it to dry, if you leave it long to dry out, it will tell you. But other than that, I find them easy to care for and absolutely beautiful. And here is my plant wall. I love it. This is yeah. If you follow me, whether it's on this channel or Instagram, or there's a plant I used to have here. It's a peperomia, if I'm not wrong. Trust me, I've had it for years, and it was almost reaching the couch. And trust me when I say I overwatered it. How I did that, I don't know. And I woke up one morning, it had snapped, it had fell off, and it was lying right here on the couch, and I was not happy with myself at all. You know, I don't know how I did that. I've had it for years, never had issues with it, watered it well, looked well after it, and just this one day, somehow, I thought it needed water and it didn't. It was not happy with me. And this plant wall is doing well. I've got plants, they've attached themselves. They've, you know, they really have attached. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, they really have recognized the fact that there's a wall we can grow on, and they're happy about that, and they are growing on it. and I love it. I don't have any issues. I just have to keep on redirecting them because I don't want them to go on the roof. And I've seen if I don't redirect them and change their direction, they want to go onto the roof, so on the ceiling, and I don't want that. But anyway, yeah, so I need to find something to put here, and I am gonna find something to put here, definitely. And on this table, I've got, you can see I love philodendron siloam. So this was a gift from the lady I go to church with. Very lovely, wonderful lady I go to church with. I love it. It is growing in water. It's like some system going on here. These are your, what are those balls? Oh, now the name leaves me. Oh, the name is gone, but you know this, you know what these are. You know what these are. So yeah, it's, you can see they put it in with soil. I don't get the whole concept. It's like they took it with soil and put it in there. I don't get the whole concept, but somehow it works. Somehow it works. So yeah, it works. And these are, oopsie, these are my, just gonna move that away. This is my ivy terrarium. Is doing absolutely well. It's dry also. I need to give it water. And here's my other terrarium with succulents and peperomia. I need to give it water. Here's my other ivy. So yeah, I've got quite a few terrariums happening at this table. And here is my other terrarium. Trust me when I say this was full, and if you follow me, you will know, you will remember it full. Now it's all light and everything because I forgot to water it and it died. I forgot to water it and it died. Just the now I'm forgetting this plant. It will come back to me. It was not happy and it died, and I had to cut away everything that was dead and leave that which is alive. So I'm gonna have to fill it up with something for sure because there's not much left in here. Fittonia, yeah, the Fittonia was not happy, and Fittonia was it was the main plant in here. The Fittonia, it was the main plant in here. Now there's so little of it left because most of it died because it was not happy with me. I left it to dry out while we had gone away. And here's an update on this one. I'm gonna try and move it. Excuse me a bit. Here's an update on how this one is doing. Remember, I put this fan in here. It took off very well. Nothing died. If anything, I got new growth, as you can see there. It's new growth. I don't know if you can see it, but it's doing very well, and I'm getting shoots in there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm getting new shoots if you look down here of the fan. So yeah, if you have a fan and it's struggling and it's not doing well, you can really do what I did here. Put it in a terrarium. It will shoot right back up because it creates the conditions a fan needs: humidity, warmth, and obviously make sure where you put it, it gets good light, and all that. So yeah. And this is what I have on my coffee table. This beautiful plants. This is peperomia. I just need to make sure, but it is. Oh, don't break on me, please. Yeah, it is a peperomia. There's no name on it. I usually leave the text on it, but that's a peperomia, and this is also. It's like a rubber plant. I think, yeah, it's a rubber plant. A baby rubber plant. Oh, well, please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, aren't they beautiful? This one, I don't know the name. I hope it's still on the tag. Let's see, because I never remove the names. Yeah, this is Peperomia caparata. Yeah, you know. And here's my monstera cuttings. How beautiful is that? Look at those roots. These are my baby little tiny cuttings. So yeah, that's what I have on my coffee table. This video is beginning to be very long. And here on this is our dining room. Here I've got this beautiful arrowhead plant, nice and bushy. It's continuing to grow nice and lush. It's doing well. And I've got this pilia, which is doing absolutely well. And this monstera deliciosa and another pilia there. And this beautiful umbrella plant. And this lovely, now the name is gone. The name is gone, you know the name. And here is my Chinese evergreen, and at the bottom, oopsie, at the bottom I've got my, it's dry, I need to, it's beginning to tell me I need water. This is my peace lily, and on this windowsill obviously I've got this beautiful plants, Chinese evergreens, and you know, your aloes and, you know, succulents. And yeah, and here on the table my son is busy with his Lego project. He loves Lego, so excuse my dinner table, this is how it's looking at the moment. But I've got this beautiful peace lily which is continuing to grow, and it's loving it where it is. And I've got this beautiful I've cut this down so many times. I need to remember the name. Oh Lord, this beautiful plant. I've got two of them. There's one here. So yeah, that's what's happening at my dinner table, apart from all the Lego mess and stuff. Yeah. So I've already shown you my music room slash yeah, I'm just gonna take you through it quickly. Here I've got this beautiful monstera. You can see I love monstera, it's everywhere. I'm really not gonna do all the plants, otherwise this video is gonna be very long. There's other, you know, that's a succulent there, you know. Yeah, otherwise this video is gonna be super long, you know. There's a Thanksgiving cactus or Christmas cactus or something like that, you know. There's my Hoya, you know. There's a crouton, you know. So yeah, I don't want this video to be long. So yeah, here is this is anthurium. Yeah. So yeah, and from here is just my golden pothos and my variegated Hoya, more golden pothos Hoya, you know. Let it go up there. And here I've got my scindapsus, which is doing well and is loving where it is. And I've got this beautiful shelf with all these lovely plants. And there's my rubber plant. There's another tiny little one at the corner there. There's one. And at this table, this is what's happening. I need to give this water, is dry. There we go. We've already seen this, right? We've already seen all this beauty. Maybe you didn't see these are my succulents. Look how beautiful this is. If it gets sun, it gets like purple edges. And I think it's beautiful. Absolutely. It's a wax ivy. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm training this to go up the wall, and I think we're getting there, if we are not already there, because I haven't taped it in a while. More golden pothos, more scindapsus growing in water, you know. And there we go. This is our art wall. If you know me, you know I love art, and my children the same. I've introduced them to art from a young age, and yeah, this is our art wall. Okay, before I got carried away and started showing you my plants, I actually just wanted to show you the plants which were affected by the cold, and also give you an update on certain plants which people have been asking updates for. So I'm going to do that, because otherwise this video is going to be super long, and I need to really do a house tour plant, because I've got a big collection. Otherwise, if I try and combine the two, it's just going to be way too long. So I'm in my bedroom, and I'm going to show you the damage I was talking about, and I will give you an update on the monstera, which I put together to make a bigger pot plant, as to how it's doing, because it's in my bedroom. All right, I've got this Brazilian philodendron Brazil. You can see the cold. This is caused by cold. This is not, it started off like this. Can you see that? That's cold. That's cold. And over time, obviously, it's going to be that, and then it's going to fall off. But this one was not so badly damaged. It was just quite a few. Just a few of them. It was not so bad. It handled the cold well, amazingly enough, And this English ivy, this wax ivy, it also handled the cold quite well. I had quite a few ones which dried up, but not a lot. Just a few which I had to keep on taking off, but we survived it. We survived the cold. And you can see I'm continuing to remove some, and this Mycans didn't handle it well. You can see every time I bump it, a leaf falls. It didn't handle the cold well at all. There's a lot of cold damage on the leaves. You can see that. It didn't handle it well. I've recently chopped some off. It was long. It was almost touching the ground, but I had to chop some of the stem off, because the leaves fell. Literally, they fell. And if I would shake it like that, let's see. Okay, today nothing is okay. Just 2 fell. Okay, you can see only 2 fell. So I think we are over it. I hope we are over it. So yeah. And as for this one, I think also it's okay. It handled it a little bit better, not terribly. But we lost a lot of leaves, as you can see. We still have quite a good amount, but we lost a lot of leaves. And this one, it's also a philodendron. It's a philodendron Brazil. This one somehow, compared to that one on that side, somehow suffered quite a lot. Look how many leaves is that. It really suffered a great deal. This is all from the cold. This is all from the cold. It suffered a great deal. If you look at that, this is all from the cold. So I'm waiting for spring. This is all from the cold. I'm waiting for spring. I'm gonna take it out, and I'm gonna fold these into the soil, because now most leaves that were up here fell. There's no leaves here, they fell. So I'm going to give it a fresh new soil, repot it, and bury these stems into the soil. Hopefully they will root. Yeah, and but it's not so bad. So this is the only thing in my house that was damaged when it comes to the cold. But anyway, here's an update on how this monstera is doing. I think it's doing well. It looks good. It has taken off very well. I ended up giving it a bigger pot, because the pot I had planted in, I felt it was a bit small and it was going to outgrow it very quickly. And to save myself from having to repot it again this spring, I decided to change the pot not long after I planted it then, and give it a bigger pot. So it has grown a lot. It's beautiful. I even gave it a wooden plank for it to grow on. We haven't attached ourselves yet. At the moment, it's just acting as a support. And yeah, here's an update. Someone was asking me for an update for this plant which I put together, and here we are. It's doing well. It's enjoying life. So yeah, that's it. Alrighty, you know what, I was looking at the time, and I think this video is gonna be very long if I continue. So we'll have a part 2 of this. I'm gonna cut it here and we'll have a part 2 of this because I still have a few cuttings which I want to plant. So that will be on part 2 of this video. But anyway, it's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have yourself a beautiful day. I'm going to continue. I'm gonna finish watering my garden and I'm gonna repot these things, and obviously later I need to go fetch my son and I've got a music lesson to attend. But anyway, it's been fun. So we'll make a part 2 to this. Look out for a part 2. Anyway, have yourself